Hello, artists. Welcome back. I'm Miss Potter, and this is my friend.
I'm Miss Shelley Leigh. So good to see all of you guys.
Yes, it is. We work at Alvarado together, which is why we're here together today. And we have an art lesson today on figure drawing. So figure drawing is drawing a human body in lots of different forms. And there are a lot of art styles that use figure drawing. One of my personal favorites is comic books.
Woo.
Comic books. Do you have favorite comic books, Miss Leigh?
I love comic books. I think they're so cool because the art on it is so detailed.
It's super awesome. And it doesn't matter what superhero you love. They have really cool poses and movements. This is Thor. He's super awesome. He has a lot of flying poses where he goes through the sky.
I also really love Wonder Woman.
Oh.
She was my favorite when I was a kid.
She's a really good choice. I also really like Captain America because he has a sponge shield and he has a lot of really good power stances. So you need to get a little bit silly today because you have to use your body to make figurative artwork. And there's a lot of really, really cool ways to do this. So we find out with what inspires us. And a lot of times those are activities and sports and everyday things we do. So if I wanted to make a beautiful drawing of a ballerina, what might that look like, Miss Leigh?
Okay, so let's see. Maybe like that, or like that,
Yes.
or like this.
Your arms could be up and curved.
Yeah.
You might have a toe sticking up. There you go. You might have a bend somewhere. What a beautiful ballerina. And it's nice to have someone to look at, to draw from. And I'll show you that later. What if Miss Leigh wanted to play soccer? What might a pose be? Oh, there it is, kicking that ball straight through. Look, she's got a bent elbow, her arms back, her foot's up. Thank you, Miss Leigh.
Yeah.
These are all really helpful things to pay attention to. What if she was doing something simple, like walking the dog? There you go. Leash out, arm front, easy peasy, and she's smiling because she's walking her dog, and that's always.
I love my dog.
So we move all the time in lots of different ways, and that's what we call figure drawing, is showing that motion with art. And there's a couple steps to get there, and my favorite being gesture drawing. So has anyone ever heard of gesture drawing before?
I haven't. This is my very first art lesson.
In your whole life?
Mrs. Potter, in my whole life, it's my first art lesson. Isn't that crazy?
I'm so excited that you're here with us for your first art lesson.
I'm so excited too. And can I tell you something before we talk about gesture
please.
drawing? Because when you were talking about my shapes,
Yes.
even though I've never taken art, I've done a lot of dance and creative movement for music. Maybe you have seen some of the music with me. And we talk a lot about shapes with our bodies too.
Well, that's perfect, and that's what you should be thinking of this whole time.
Okay.
You're going to be a natural. This is a perfect first art lesson for you.
Yay.
And so gesture drawing is fancy stick people. That's the best way I can put it. We start by drawing with lines, and it shows us what the body is doing. If you started trying to draw a person in full detail right away, it's much more challenging. Because when you draw a body, you have to think about a couple things. The first thing is proportion. I want my arms to be the same length when I draw them. If I draw one of Miss Leigh's arms like this long and the other one this long, that's not proportionate. And by starting with lines, you can erase and make it a little bit easier. Now, as we do this today, artists, something you need to keep in mind. You should draw with a pencil.
Yes.
Because you can erase with a pencil. But we can't draw with pencils or you wouldn't be able to see. So we have to draw with markers, which means we can't erase.
I can't erase.
You're just stuck with what you got. And it's important to know that because we start with lines and then we start adding shapes and features on top. We layer up when we make artwork. So gesture drawing. Let me show you how it works. So Miss Leigh is going to hold a pose for me, an easy pose. Something to keep in mind here. If she takes her foot off the ground and has to balance, what happens? She starts to wobble. And if she wobbles and falls, I can't draw her. So both feet on the ground is a good idea because you have to hold it for at least a minute. So Miss Leigh is going to think of a pose that she can hold for a minute. Okay, and then Miss Leigh is gonna count down from a minute for me.
Oh, can I put on a little bit of music while you draw for 1 minute?
That would be great, thank you.
Okay, cool, hold
I
on.
would love that. And as she's posing, I'm gonna be drawing her using lines. Lines of movement. Look at me while she's doing that. My shoulders, these are a line. If I move my body like this, diagonal. Okay, Miss Leigh, pick your pose.
Okay, so I have to hold still, right?
You have to hold still.
That's hard for me.
You can do this. Tell me when you're ready to start counting.
Ready, here we go.
Okay, I'm gonna start with her head, which is gonna be a simple oval. And when I look at her shoulders, I see they go straight across. So I'm gonna draw a line that's straight across. And if you see the bend in her arm? I'm gonna find where it bends and then lift it straight up from there.
30.
Oh boy, look, it bends over there. It's fast, artist. It's really fast. Everything else looks pretty straight down, so I can make a line for her chest
50.
and her hips, and then her legs. They go straight down.
8, 9, 10.
Boom, nailed it. Thank you, Miss Leigh.
Cool.
Will you turn off the music?
Yeah.
Excellent. So this was very fast, and that's the point, is you don't want to get hung up on all those details. So by going real fast like this, you don't even think about that. There's no time to worry about a face. It's just the basic lines of the body. So that was a nice, easy pose, Miss Leigh. What do you think?
Yeah, okay. I'm looking to see what you did because I was holding the pose. So I just want to make sure I understand what you did so then I can do it too.
This time, hold your pose and face me.
Oh.
So you can watch and they can see you from a different angle.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so
I'll do that next time.
Get your minute music ready, Miss Leigh.
Okay, I'm going to do a different song.
Okay, and I'm going to demonstrate this for you again because it's fast. We're going to do this a couple times. I want you to watch me, and I'll explain to you how I'm doing this.
Tell me when you want me to start counting down.
Okay, ready?
Is that okay?
That's great. Oh, that's fun. Look, there's a whole curve here that I have to figure out how to draw. Fantastic. Okay, Miss Leigh, start counting.
Ready? Here we go.
Okay, start with the head. Always start with the head. Her shoulders are still straight, so I can draw a straight line, and then her arms sort of angle out to the side. That might be too long later, but there's no time right now to deal with that. So I got both her arms, and then she kind of has this curve going on right there, and her hips, they're kind of curved down. So I use my curvy lines to show that. And then I notice her knees, they're bent, and then they kind of change the shape of her legs. So I'm gonna move them out like that, and then her feet kind of do that. Find her joints. Oh no, we lost our lines.
43, 44. Oh, you finished.
I finished.
That was cool to see. So you kind of shortened my torso, just made it a shorter line.
Because to me, I can't see that curve like you guys can. That's not what I'm seeing.
Okay.
What I'm seeing is her torso looks shortened. So if you were here with me last time we made art, we talked about observation and drawing what you see. And this is very much a part of that. Because if I saw her, will you stay right there, Miss Leigh?
Yes.
If I was looking from this side, when I drew it, I would be making that curve show. See the difference? Be making that curve pop out. And she would look totally different than right there, even though it's the same pose, which is kind of neat. So if you have multiple people at your house, you can have one person pose, someone draws from that side, someone draws from that side, and they always look really different.
That is so cool.
And so how are we feeling, artists? Do we need one more example? I think so.
Yes, please.
And real quick, I want to remind you there's many kinds of lines.
Oh.
So it's not always straight lines. Sometimes they're more curvy, and I'll show you a fun way to do this. Okay, because you see how these ones are kind of straight and clean? Well, I can make my lines more curvy and interesting if I want to show bigger movement.
Okay.
So Miss Leigh,
Yeah.
I want you to think of a pose that's going to be a little bit more curvy.
Okay.
A little bit wiggly for me to do.
Oh, like I'm moving?
No, like you're going to stay still, but yes.
Okay.
I love it. Let's do this one without the music.
Okay.
Because I want it to hear very well what's happening.
Okay.
So hold that pose.
Okay.
Okay. So we're starting with the head. And if you notice, the shoulders this time slant down. See that? So when I add in my line, it's going to slant down and shows that movement. And then I have her arm right here, which goes down and bends, and then comes out to the side over here. And this one's doing this really cool arch right over here. So I can make this lovely bendy line. That is a beautiful shape, Miss Leigh.
Thank you.
And then her torso is even curving to the side over here. So I can show that. I can make a fun, look, I can make my lines more curvy anyways, just to make it look more interesting.
Oh.
And then her hips are even kind of going down this way. Look at all of these curves. It's so interesting. And then I see her legs down here. And this one's, how you doing with that pose, Miss Leigh?
I feel like I need to go to the other side to balance it out.
And we're done.
Cool.
There you go.
There we go.
Balance. It's all about balance. Look it.
Oh, that's cool.
So see how you can make them even a little bit curvier. I can curve all of them if I want them to look more sketchy and dynamic.
Oh, that's so neat.
Artists, I would love for us to try gesture drawing together.
Okay.
So we're gonna keep Miss Leigh posing a little bit, and you have choices. You can either find a person in your house to pose for you for 1 minute. Maybe you have an action figure. You can bend it and put it in front of you and draw that. Or you can draw Miss Leigh with us.
Okay.
But take a minute, get your pencil, get your paper, and we will count you down. It's 1 minute at a time, okay? I'm gonna get my paper all new.
Oh, this is so exciting.
Okay.
I wish I could see exactly what you guys are doing. Isn't Mrs. Potter incredible? She makes it look so easy.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. And remember, artists, this should be fun. Don't worry about it. If your first person looks like this, that's awesome. We're practicing, remember, we're practicing a new art technique. So be kind to yourself and try it out anyways. Yes. Okay. We're gonna hold this pose for 1 minute, and you're gonna start head to toes. And when you look, think in lines. Straight lines, curvy lines, shoulders are a line, hips can be a line. It all works out. So Miss Leigh,
Yes.
will you put on our music?
Okay.
And she's gonna pick a pose, and I will let you know when it's time to start drawing.
Okay, I can pick any kind of pose I want.
Any pose you want that you can hold for a whole minute without wobbling or falling down.
Okay. And should it be angles or bendy?
You know what? It's their first drawing, so let's go with a simpler pose so we can
Okay.
get the idea. Perfect. Okay, artists, ready, set, go. Miss Leigh, count us a minute. Let's get in our head. Shoulders are straight. Okay. Look at those arms that jet straight out to the sky. Let's make a big line that goes up. We can make a circle for her hands. Straight. Everything else is really straight lines. Okay, so I can make it like that. I have my
30.
hips over here. We got this, artist. We can do this. And the legs kind of go out a little bit. They angle. You go down like that. And then she's got her feet. Okay, artist. You can make your lines thicker if you're finished.
45.
You can curve them up if you want. These finishing touches. It's coming. Almost. Let's see. Good.
56, 57, 58, 59, 60.
All right, artists, pencils down, papers up. Show Miss Leigh what she looked like. It's always my favorite
we have
part
some
in
people.
art class. Yes, what a beautiful drawing.
That is great. That's amazing.
I'm so excited. Okay, are you feeling more loose? Like, are you feeling better about this? Okay, Miss Leigh is gonna make her pose a little bit harder this time.
Okay. Okay.
And she's still gonna face you.
Okay.
So you don't have to do it from the side because that's a little bit trickier.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna keep working on my same paper
Okay.
because this is all practice anyways. Okay, Miss Leigh, you ready?
I'm ready. Like that? Is that okay?
That is great. Okay, artists, ready, set, go. Oval. What are your shoulders doing? Ooh, what a beautiful diagonal line right there. Shoulders. And then even the elbow is straight down there too. So I'm just gonna make a big diagonal line like this. And look at that diagonal line that shoots straight up to the sky.
30.
Let's see. Chest looks straight and then the hips look slanted. So I'm gonna make this area up here squiggly because I want to. I'm gonna slant my hip line. I have one leg that's diagonal and one leg that's straight. Diagonal line, straight line. Just kind of on our tippy toes for that one. Okay, artist.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And stop. Hold up your drawings. Let's see.
Yeah.
Our audience is getting so good at this. That's
Miss Linda out
awesome.
here, she's doing great.
She's doing great. Okay, Miss Leigh.
Yes.
Let's do one that's a little bit trickier.
Okay.
Let's think about this one, artist.
What do you want to make it? How do you want to make it?
We've been
tricky?
seeing her from the front. Let's do a little bit of a turn.
Okay.
Can draw Miss Leigh at an angle. Let's try it.
Ooh, that sounds really tricky.
Let's see what happens. Let's try it out.
But you should try it.
It's only a minute anyways.
It's
If it
just
doesn't
1
work,
minute.
that's okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get some different music now.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Think lines, artist, shake it out. Okay, shake your arms out a little bit. Shake out your wrists. And
Is this okay?
that is a fantastic pose, and it is perfect. Okay, let's start. Now, look, her oval isn't straight. Her head is tilted.
Oh.
So your oval is going to be tilted right away. That's already a little bit trickier. And then she has this shoulder line that's kind of diagonal up like that. And she has this cool sort of up and down thing happening. Miss Leigh, you need to stay still.
Oh, sorry. It's hard for me to stay still, Mrs. Potter.
I know. See, we're all being challenged today. And then there's a cool curve in the chest, which is awesome. So I can make a little curvy line right here.
Yeah, my back is bent a little.
How much time do we have?
30.
Oh, no.
20.
Okay. The hips are going down this way. So I'm going to make them slanty. I got one leg to the back. I got one leg to the front. I'm going to add a little bit more here. How much time do we have?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right.
You're done.
Pencils down. Beautiful.
Right.
Let's see 'em.
Yay.
That is awesome. Yes. I love it. If you're laughing, that's great. That means you're having a good time. And look how cool they look when you add them to the same paper.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
all of a sudden, there's a party.
It's
like
a
that.
dance party.
So, artists, we're going to mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm going to pass the baton to Miss Leigh
Oh,
for her
cool.
first drawing
And I'm going to get hand sanitizer.
because I handed her something. So she's going to clean it off really good.
I have to draw now, or I get to draw now?
You get to draw now.
Okay.
And I will hold a pose for Miss Leigh.
Oh,
and
my
I will
gosh.
count down a minute.
Oh my gosh.
And artists, you can draw with us to make Miss Leigh feel better.
Okay, I've never, ever done this, and so I'm a little bit nervous.
That's okay. Use the nervousness to make your artwork awesome.
The power of the nerves.
And if you make a mistake, it's okay.
Okay.
Okay? You just
Okay.
draw what you can.
Can I ask before I get started?
Yes.
Okay, so should I start with your head?
Top to bottom,
Top to
easiest
bottom.
way. Yep.
Okay, top to bottom, head, shoulders, what's going on with the torso, what's going on with the hips, then the legs and the feet.
You got it.
Okay, top to bottom.
Lines. I'm just a bunch of lines. Think of my bones. Think of my skeleton. Lines, lines, lines.
I see an oval and lines.
Perfect. Then you're right on track.
Okay.
Okay, so since it's Miss Leigh's first time, I'm going to face her so she has a little bit easier.
Okay, thank you.
And you're going to have a little bit of side body, which is going to be different for you. Play around with it. Let's see what it is. We'll do something easy. How about this? Can you draw this?
That looks hard, but I'm going to try.
She's going to try anyway.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see
do
what
my
happens.
best.
Okay, Miss Leigh.
Okay.
Ready, set.
Okay, I'm going to put on some lullaby music so I feel calm.
Okay, Miss Leigh. You do what you got to do. And go. You got this.
Okay,
Okay.
here we go. Her head is tilted a little bit, so I'm going to tilt it a little bit.
You're doing great so far.
Thank you. And then her shoulders, they look straight.
Yes.
They're straight shoulders that are even.
This is perfect, yes.
And then, but her arms are bent. So I'm going to bend them down like
Yes.
this.
Perfect. Bend at the joints.
Her torso is straight. Okay, now I'm at her leg. Oh, wait, her hips first.
30 seconds.
Okay, I think her hips are straight. and then one leg looks like it's in front a little bit more. And then the other leg is straight down.
Yeah.
So the front leg is angled more. And then the feet are both still facing the
10
same
seconds.
way. Oh, I think I know. Wait, hands on hips. I put my hands
5,
up on your.
4.
There we go,
3,
hips.
2,
But-
1.
Okay. I did it.
She did such a great job. I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
Yes, artist, show me what you got. Oh, I'm so proud of you. I didn't say it was easy. I just said it was fun.
It was really fun to try. Like, this is not how you look in my head, but it was really fun to try.
But look, you can see I have motion happening here. I have my hands out. I have my legs out diagonally.
Okay.
And that's the whole point.
Okay.
Is you want to get that movement in first to build a whole full body.
Okay.
So Miss Leigh, now that you have a stick person to work
Yes.
with, I can show you how to start turning those into bigger figure drawings.
Oh, cool.
So our gesture drawings, they're the gesture, they're the pose, they're the proportions of our person. They are the bones, they are our lines. So to make them more full-bodied, like these guys here, what do you notice, Miss Leigh?
Okay.
What's different from our lines?
It's not just lines. It seems to be like shapes around the lines and that create more body shapes. But they're still kind of more shapes rather than like real bodies.
Yes, definitely. So this is a drawing mannequin. And these are very handy artist tools to have because they do bend. And wherever you see joints, they're often in the shape of a circle. That shows us that our body can bend there. And you'll oftentimes find that your arms and your legs are longer looking ovals. And if you look at yourself, you can sort of see how that works. Obviously, this is not a fully finished person. This is a shaped person. But this is our next step. If the lines are the bones, think of the shapes as muscles.
Oh.
Okay, and so we're kind of blocking out how thick our body should be. After that, we can do the details and the clothes and the hair and all that fun stuff. But now we're going to think, instead of lines, shapes. And we're going to build around what we have.
Okay, cool.
So to give you your example, let me draw a stick person real quick. Now this is where it gets fun for us, Miss Leigh, because we have the markers.
Oh, yeah.
So artists, you have pencils, which means that as you go, you can erase these bone lines on the inside because you don't see our bones, right? That's not what we see
usually.
at the end. They're just in there. So ours are going to be showing, but yours don't have to. And I'll just make mine like just a little line, hands on hips. This one's feeling sassy, so little sassy stick person.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, markers ready?
Okay.
Watch.
Okay.
You got this.
Wait, am I going to do it with you?
Yeah, let's do it together.
Okay, is it timed?
No.
Oh, good.
So regular figure drawing, you take as much time as you need. It's just the gesture drawing game. It gets you loosened up. It gets you ready. That's why we sort of time that.
Okay.
But now we can go a little bit slower. And we're going to think in shapes.
Okay, great.
So if these are our bones, and we were looking at our little person earlier, the torso, I'm going to start with the torso. If you notice, it's kind of like a rectangle, except it gets a little bit more narrow as it comes down. That's sort of the way our torsos are shaped. And if we think of them in simple shapes, it might look a little more boxy. So I might add this fuller shape right here, Miss Leigh.
I'm going to try that. And does it start at the shoulders?
Yeah, it kind of starts at the shoulder area and then works its way to the hips. Shoulder to hip is your general
all the way
area.
down? Should I go all the way to the hips like I drew?
Yeah, go all the way to the hips.
Okay.
There we go. Perfect, okay? And then we can start adding in our more ovally, muscly areas. So I know I'm going to put an oval here and a circle here because an elbow is a joint. And remember, where we have joints, we have circles to show that they move.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then I have a smaller oval over here. See how that starts to fill it out?
Yes.
They're kind of like skinny ovals. You just kind of got to roll with it. See, it's like...
I have like Popeye arms.
You have a very strong person. Yours is going to be a superhero for sure. Now let's do our other arms on this side. Oval, circle, oval.
Oops.
Artists, do you see how we leave the lines on the inside of the body and work around them? That's what sort of gives it that shape. Miss Leigh has Popeye.
He just ate spinach, you know how that happens? Like his
You're doing
forearms.
great. You're doing great. Keep going. So now our hips, they don't really show as a big shape. So from where we are here, we're kind of thinking about the thighs and the part of the leg where it's a little bit thicker.
Okay.
So, oh look, I made mine like that too. Okay, so we'll add a thicker oval over here. just like we were doing for the arms, except your legs are thicker than your arms because they have to keep you up. They keep you sturdy.
Unless you have Popeye.
Oh, look, I made my joint all the way down here. Now is a good time to fix things, too. Look, I can raise up my joint a little bit.
Okay.
And pretend like I didn't draw it as long.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and now I have these bigger shapes. So it starts to become more of a full person. Oh, look, we'll add a neck.
Oh, a
We
neck.
kind of want to make our neck thicker because if your neck was super skinny, your head would flop around all the time. So your neck is actually quite thick. I never thought about it before, but if you feel it, it goes all the way to your ears.
Oh, yeah, it really
Like
does.
your neck is as thick as your head. It's kind of
Yeah.
neat. So see how we've started to sort of build these shapes up a little bit? Mm-hmm. And now let's do it to another one. I want us to get some practice doing this. So let's do an imaginary pose.
An imaginary pose?
An imaginary pose. So there's not
Okay.
going to be anyone to look at.
Okay.
You're going to have to think of a cool pose in your brain.
Okay.
And we're going to draw it, starting with what, Miss Leigh? Lines or shapes?
Lines.
Lines. We're going to go back. We're going to start with the lines, and then we're going to build up shapes.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You got this. So imaginary pose in your head.
I have it.
Got it? Okay, artist. Ready, set, draw.
Oh, and this is a minute,
Okay.
right?
This is a minute.
Okay. Listen in my arms.
I'm going to make mine kind of wiggly lined. That's what I want. 20 seconds. Add in your little areas. Shoulders, hips, feet, hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at how different our little line people are. Yours is like powerlifting.
Yeah.
I picture this as being like a Hulk, and this is more like a Thor. This one's flying.
Yeah,
It's
flying.
going into the sky.
I love how I can tell yours is flying.
I would love to see what you all came up with because I know that all of yours look totally different because that's the magic of art. So, Miss Leigh, we have our little line person. We have our gesture drawing. Is that his weight up there that he's holding?
This is the world.
That's
like
awesome.
Atlas.
Okay, what do we add next?
Now we add in the ovals and the balls for shapes.
We start making the shapes.
Muscles.
Muscles. We're going to build our muscles now. You got it. Exactly. Exactly.
It's time to work out.
Time to work it out. I want to see that Hulk. Hulky.
All right, okay.
You can make more, normal muscles, or this is when you can start thinking in that sort of comic booky way. Look at Thor, see? He's got all of those big, huge muscles.
Yes.
And do you see how they're really shapy?
Yeah.
Do you see the ovals in them?
There's tons of ovals.
This is how a lot of comic book artists work. They think about those shapes and that muscle, like that size. So this is your imaginary person, okay? I say go for it.
Okay.
So when we start putting in our shapes, let's just, go for it.
We do it?
We do it. We'll add our
Okay.
shapes.
Okay. First,
I'll
I'm
add
gonna
my sort of thicker torso area.
Okay.
Okay.
He's gonna have really big shoulders, or she. I'm not sure if it's a boy or girl.
It could be a She-Hulk.
A she.
Mine's Thor, so I'm making his muscles a little bit bigger.
I
Are
totally.
you ever like a She-Hulk, Miss Leigh?
I mean, I'm pretty muscular and strong,
I can
but
be too.
I'm not like I'm not too
those.
hulky, I don't think.
Those thighs and those legs.
But you know what? Like, I so admire female athletes. I
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
mind.
I run a lot, and I
Oh, yeah.
really appreciate now, like, the human body and all that it's capable of. Look at those muscles. You rocking it.
Thanks. They're like pant muscles.
I like how you left a little sticky.
See, it's not perfect, but it's so fun to do.
I think it's fun.
I'm gonna make his feet bigger.
You know what you can do now that you sort of have the idea of adding those shapes, you can start adding some clothes. And you can
okay.
start sort of adding those things to the body. So like for Thor, I'm going to add that helmet that he sort of has. I don't know if that looks right. Kind of. It's got the little wings on the side, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And he's got the cape, so I can have this sort of cape blowing back there, like whoosh. And he seems like, I'm going to color this all in with green for his shirt because you know what color I have I can use? Green. We use what we have. That's what makes an
We
artist.
should have traded colors.
You're just going to have a blue Hulk. I love his face. It's really fun to draw with someone, artists. I usually have to draw by myself. This is fantastic. And we're going to add those pants, right?
Yeah, his pants are always like broken.
I'm going to make Thor's pants a little bit baggy just because that's what's happening right now. And you'll find, Miss Leigh, an artist at home, that you kind of go over some of those shapes you first made. Because remember, we don't look like ovals and circles. We have our own shapes. And when we start to sort of fill in with these colors, you get a little bit more of that idea. Now, if this is something you're super into and you want to really boost your drawing skills, YouTube has a lot of fantastic figure drawing tutorials. And they start in a lot of these similar ways because you have to practice. If you want to get good at anything, you keep practicing. And if you want to do faces, this is pretty cool.
Uh-oh, I did my face.
That's okay.
Okay.
I think this looks exactly like the Hulk.
I think so. I hope there's no copyright issues with it looking too much like him.
I know, we're just too on point today. So when you add in a face, we have general proportions. So watch what I do here. I draw a line down the middle, and then a line down the middle this way.
Should I do that?
Why don't you make an oval with us, Miss Leigh? This is
Okay.
just face practice. Because sometimes you get really great at drawing the bodies and the figures, and then it comes to the face, and you go, oh, Miss Potter, I don't know. Because faces can be quite tricky. But as long as you're putting things where they go, then you're okay. So we we make our face in half. It's
Okay.
kind of neat. If you look at your face, directly in the middle are your eyes.
Really?
This line in the middle right here goes through your nose, and this line across here goes through your eyes.
Oh.
So this helps you place those features. And so your eyes are kind of this almond shape. It's like an oval that's a little bit pointy at the end. And you can get real detailed on the eye if you want. These are all good things to practice. You have your eye and your eyelid. You have eyelashes. And you have 2 eyes. Okay, so you kind of have, this is where your eyes go. And then above your eyes, what are these really expressionate little worms up here called?
Eyebrows.
Eyebrows. As an artist, your eyebrows are one of your most important things because they're so expressive. You know this as a performer, as a musician. Like your body language is huge, but the face that you make, it adds so much to what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So we can add our little eyebrows above. And if you kind of look at where your eyebrows are, they're pretty much the same length across as your eyes. No, that's great.
Okay.
Mine's going to be a little bit sad. See how I point them down and it makes a little bit of a sadder expression?
Oh, I wouldn't have
Where
thought
Miss
of
Leigh's
that.
are more raised up and it gives kind of a happier expression.
Yeah.
These are all the little tricks, you guys. There's so many tricks to art.
That is so interesting because that face really does look sad, but I don't think I would have known that pointing the eyebrows up would do that.
It goes back to how you use your lines.
Wow.
Your lines are a very important tool that we overlook a lot of times because we think in shapes and colors and textures, but lines are really the backbone of art. They add so much. So yeah,
Awesome.
I don't know why it became a sad face, but whatever. This is what we're doing. So now, in between your eyes and your chin, halfway, is the bottom of your nose.
Oh.
So we make another line that's sort of halfway in between this one and that one. And this is where the bottom of our nose is going to live. And there's a couple ways you can show that. When we're first making faces, a lot of times we sort of make the sideways nose. Do you see that? Mm-hmm. Have you done that?
That's what I did.
That. Yes. But when you're looking at someone straight on, you don't see their nose from the side.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
This is the nose from the side.
Right.
When you're looking at the nose, you're seeing the nostrils, and there's a lot of information there. Again, you can get as detailed as you want, but I find to show the nose sometimes, a little curvy line is all that you really need, especially if you're doing something more comic booky or cartoony. Oftentimes when we add more lines, our noses look far less realistic. Like if I sort of see how that doesn't really look like a nose shape anymore.
Right, yeah.
So sometimes just like the hint of it, sometimes you can add the little, like your little nostrils on the side. It's something you should play with and figure out what you like.
Okay.
And then halfway between the nose and the chin is the mouth. Yeah, we're very proportionate. It's kind of cool. So I make my little line right here.
Oh.
And then, so I have this line. So you have 2 lips. You have a top lip and you have a bottom lip. The top one kind of resembles a little mountain with 2 peaks.
Okay.
And the bottom lip kind of resembles a banana. Basic shapes, right? And so I kind of Play around with my top lip and my bottom lip. Now your lips aren't huge on your face. We tend to draw them really, really big, but they're actually quite subtle. Miss Leigh, you're doing such a nice job.
Thank you. I feel like you're giving me so many tools to know what to do.
I'm so excited. You're rocking it. And you see, as you erase those extra lines, like you can, artists, that face starts to come out a little bit more. Now, here's one that's kind of crazy. This blew my mind when I first realized it. Measure your ear from top to bottom.
Okay.
Take that across your face. How far do you find? Do your ears measure from your eye to about your lips?
Oh my gosh, they do.
Your ears are a lot bigger than you think they are. So when you draw them, they take up more space on the side of your face than you would think. Now, when you draw your ears on your face, you don't want to draw a full ear, because when you're looking at a person, we don't see our ears sticking all the way out. We see them as these kind of little, almost like these little round shapes. See that?
Yeah.
So we can add our ears.
And we do that in between the eye and the lip line?
And it kind of depends on your face and how long you made it.
Oh, but my nose line.
Somewhere between the nose and the lips, because we're all different. Your proportions are going to be different than mine are. And it's helpful to measure your face and then try someone else's, and you'll see where you're kind of different. And it's neat.
And then so all this could be in pencil still?
Yes. This could all be in pencil. And what strikes you about this face as being incomplete?
Hair.
You'll notice you end up with what seems like too much like forehead, too much space up here, because your hair covers the top of your head. It doesn't go right up to here. This is the top of the head. So like if you have bangs or something, like you have hair that sort of covers that top part. And when we make hair, we kind of make it in like a thick shape so you can see around it. And you can try and draw your hair the way it is. You can try and draw a random hair. It's totally up to you.
So if we shave our heads, we have a little bit more of an egg shape.
Yeah, if you were drawing a shaved head, it would be a little bit longer on the top. Unless you had like some little stipples, like some little dots up there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, great, Miss Leigh.
Thank you.
Yes, and it kind of comes out around your head. How's it going down there?
Big, like, ponytail thing.
Excellent. Yes, ponytails are fun. Here, I'll do one up here for people with shorter hair. So you still kind of cover this area, and then you just kind of build up. This kind of looks like my husband with his little fuzzy head up top. So short hair.
Okay.
Ponytail. Like you can make little braids and all sorts of things. And that last thing we need to add, because our heads don't float, is the neck. Now remember we measured earlier? And it comes down from about where your ears are.
Oh, yeah.
So when you make your neck, it's going to be really thick. See, I'll show you. I'll do my hair around it so you can see how thick my neck is.
Did you start the line like at the lip line for the neck or below that?
Kind of a little bit out. So like where the oval starts to curve, we kind of add this neck down here.
Like here?
You can go there. You can bring it in a little bit too.
Okay.
And sometimes you just kind of got to go based on your gut.
I see. It should have been a little.
And so it's not always an exact measurement or an exact science. It's art, you know.
And everybody does look a little different too.
Everybody looks a little bit different.
Okay.
But that's sort of how you could start adding a face to this whole big giant figure body. That's kind of neat, right?
That is so cool. I am kind of blown away by the first thing you did where you said the eyes were halfway. Because I guess the hair.
Yes, the hair.
I don't think of my eyes as being halfway down my face.
Because really, if you're measuring, it's from right here to right here.
I always think of my eyes as the top part of my face.
Yes, definitely. And when we draw, I see it a lot when artists draw, is we put the eyes too far up right away.
Okay.
And then we don't know what to do with the rest of the space on our face.
That's so
and
cool.
then so like for someone like me who has glasses, I would kind of add them around like this. Because I bet some of us have glasses at home that we could add.
Yeah.
And then I end up having the glasses on my face too.
Oh, nice.
So when you play around with drawing the human figure, there's many different things that you can do. Now, since we have a little bit of extra time, artists, I want to kind of play our little game one more time. So I'm going to ask if Miss Leigh is willing to pose for us some more.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe with some music this time?
Yeah, for sure.
How about this, artist? I have an idea. Let's try something different. Let's draw Miss Leigh as more of a full person instead of just a stick person.
Oh,
so
cool.
what would happen if we started with our shapes instead of our lines.
Oh, wow.
Would it be harder? Would it be easier? I think maybe it's something we should try.
We should try it.
Let's try it out and see how it goes.
All right, how do we have a time for this, or we just do it?
Since we're doing shapes, we need a little bit more time.
Okay.
So I'm going to say pick an easy pose so you can hold it, because it might be a couple minutes. Artists, let's just draw how long it takes us to draw. Fantastic. Okay. So, because I'm doing the full shapes and everything, I'm going to get your face a little bit set up already. I'm going to be like, your face is right here. There we go. And then we have our neck.
I do have a neck.
You have a neck. Neck. And then I'm going to think about those ovals. And when you're sort of doing it with shapes, you really have to think about how far you're drawing everything. So like this oval right here is going to be longer than that oval down there.
Oh, okay.
There we go. You are just great at this, Miss Leigh.
Thank you.
However we draw, you know that we love you.
Well, every time you turn around, I wiggle a little
And
bit.
we're all trying new things. Let's see.
I'm honored to be the figure for the figure drawing.
You are the figure. And it's something that a lot of artists do is take figure drawing classes, even if they don't usually draw figures, just because it's a good activity to practice. You can see I haven't done it in a while. I'm a little bit rusty. And that's okay. I'm going to do it anyways.
It just feels so good to draw.
You're curving, the little shape's curving over there.
It,
So you can see right away I already made my proportions a little bit weird, but that's okay because I'm going to end up covering it up with her shirt anyways.
yeah.
That's what's great, is you can always find a forgiving thing. And I'm going to even make the sort of bottom of her shirt because it's kind of curvy right there.
Oh, I bet my legs are a little bit tricky to draw.
What's great and fun about your legs right now is your boots. I think that that's going to be a fun shape to draw.
Oh, cool. Okay,
Honestly, I think that one's going to be kind of cool. Okay, let's see. So
What if I switched my arms?
Are they getting tired? This is what happens, artists. We'll just have to go a little bit faster.
I'm strong. I'm a superhero.
Don't you teach yoga, Miss Leigh?
Yeah, you have to hold poses a long time.
Still, though, it gets tricky.
Still and all.
See if I can get that boot heel on there. These are fun. And then, oh, so this one kind of hides behind. It was kind of tricky because I have to keep moving around. Let's see. Ooh, Miss Leigh, you gave us a hard one.
I thought the legs might be hard after I made the pose. I didn't mean to.
It's okay. We like a good challenge. How else are we going to learn anything if we don't challenge ourselves?
So I bet on my left leg, it kind of is just like a skinnier shape with the boot.
Because of the overlap.
Okay.
Because we don't see that full leg. It's hidden behind there.
Interesting.
And then let me see if I can get, before you move, let me see if I can get your hair in there a little bit.
Oh.
Because your hair just looks fantastic today.
Oh, thanks.
I love wearing ponytails.
I like ponytails too. It's comfortable.
And then we'll kind of.
I turned my head though.
That's okay.
So if you could,
It's not perfect.
people could do it differently if you wanted to.
That's right. Because remember, you're the artist.
Oh, our song's out.
Well, that's perfect. You
Yeah,
can,
oh cool.
You cannot hold it anymore.
That looks great.
So
Nice job, Miss Potter.
Thank you. This is how we're going to practice and do these things. Right? So we have all of these. What would be really fun if I had all my colors would be drawing the pattern on your shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And adding all the fun little hearts and everything in there.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but it's all little hearts upside down and back and straight.
And that's what's nice. I have this really big green marker, so, you know, we can draw Hulks.
Yes.
Miss Leigh, would you like a challenge?
Yes, please.
Would you like to draw me?
Okay.
Because why not? Let's just do it. Let's just go for it.
Okay.
You got time. Okay.
So,
You decide your color.
okay, I'm going to get my, I'll do blue. I really love blue. So that's fine.
I'll do real easy.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, and you're going to face them.
I'm
so
gonna face
I'll keep
you,
coming around to look
And then
too.
you can move. That way you can
Okay.
see me also. And I want you to keep thinking in full figured shapes, artists. Let's move up. Let's skip the gesture drawing this time and go straight to this sort of shapy way to be.
Okay.
Let's just
and
try it out.
And I can use kind of a hybrid too,
Yes,
right?
whatever you want to try. Lines, shapes, all of it. Really and truly, whatever you're comfortable
Okay,
with.
I'm going to do my best.
Okay, and I'm going to just do something simple.
Okay, and I'm going to give us a song.
Okay.
And when it's over, let me turn on the Bluetooth so people can hear it besides just us. Okay.
Ready? Set. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna notice a couple of things first.
How about you describe what you see?
Okay. Cool. So hold still. I see that Mrs. Potter's head is facing forward. And so I'm going to do just a regular neck. I like the hair, so I'm going to draw that for sure. Her shoulders are straight, and her arms are in this curvy V thing. Her hips are straight. Thank you. She did that to be nice. Okay. And her toes are pointing straight. This is the exact kind of thing I would notice when we were making shapes in our creative dance class too.
Perfect.
So I'm going to see now if I can translate what I noticed to what I draw.
That is the exact challenge in art, is translating what you see in your head to making your hands do it on the paper.
Okay, so there's your oval head.
Draw with us, artists. If you're not drawing, draw with us. We're going to keep practicing.
And
we have a little bit longer. Let's do this.
She has a neck.
I do have a neck.
And then, okay, so her shoulders go out in straight lines. And then her arms go down. And I'm gonna go just do the top part of her arm first.
Okay.
Arms go down to the elbow, and then they go up, and her hands go out like that. So then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do that on the same thing on the other side. So down, I'm kind of doing the outside line instead of the inside line, Mrs. Potter.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, so because then I'm gonna draw the oval shape kind of right a little bit.
I can't wait to see what you're doing back there.
I'm trying really hard. I feel like I learned a lot from you today. I'm pretty excited.
So great. For your first art class, I'm super impressed.
Well, you know what? All the kids that get art right now, they're so lucky. Like I'm really happy for them that they get that, you know? When I was a kid, I didn't get it.
Art and music. Yeah, Miss Leigh didn't have any art in elementary or middle or high school.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
And I think that maybe I have an artist hidden inside me.
I think so. It's like I really don't know if I'm good at music or not, so you'll have to give me a music class next.
Oh, yeah, and see, I think Miss Potter is a natural musician. Okay, so here we go. And we got to the hips. Okay, and then we're going to do kind of her jeans straight down. Inseam of the jeans.
Now, a tip, artist, when you do this at home, if you have people pose for you, you definitely want to give them a smaller amount of time and start with them as gestured people so that as you add more to it, they don't have to keep holding. As a courtesy to the people in your life.
Okay, don't move yet.
Okay.
So if I could do it again, I would make my legs longer. Maybe I'll just do that right now.
I think you can.
Okay, I'm going to make the legs longer because it makes
pretend
it
you
look
have
like
an eraser.
really tough.
Use your imagination. Pretend you have an eraser.
Yeah. I'm just going to color over them with your blue jeans.
There you go.
So I'm going to color that in. Those aren't feet. Those are blue jeans.
Those are blue jeans, obviously. You've been that way the whole time.
I would love it. I hope some of our Alvarado kids are watching this.
I hope so, too.
I miss them so much.
Me too. And Miss Leigh, I think we need to do more combined classes together.
Yes. Okay, so I have to be finished now, right?
I mean, I can hold a little bit longer.
Okay, my song is out, but I think I'm mostly done.
Do you have the full figure?
Yeah, except for the eyes. And
so you're working on the face?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh.
Except for your face isn't done.
Let's see.
But
look, your proportions are super right, even though you didn't draw the lines.
Oh,
yes.
Good.
Oh, look at that.
So, and then I would draw I would do the glasses.
Yeah, little glasses shapes. Mine are kind of like rectangles. Fun thing about glasses is they come in all kinds of different shapes.
And then you have hair.
I have some hair.
Oh, and ears.
I got ears. Just artists, if you're drawing, hold them up. I would love to see them.
And I like her little bun ponytail.
Yes, it sticks up. I have very short hair, so when I put it up, it just sticks straight up.
And then you have a couple of shirts on, so.
I do. There's some layers.
Yeah, it's good.
Look at you go.
Okay, so that's Miss Potter. Oh, and a V-neck, really.
Lines.
Birds.
Lines. Hey, little birds. You put the little birds over there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love it. Good job. Now, Miss Leigh, something that's very important.
Yes?
As an artist, when you're finished, you sign your artwork.
Okay.
And it's usually in the bottom right corner of your page.
Okay.
And you can think of some sort of cool artist signature. Some people use symbols.
Ooh.
Some people do their initials or their last name or their first name. I'm going to sign it as Miss Potter since I'm teaching right now.
I could just be a symbol.
You could be a symbol. Maybe a fun music symbol that you love.
Okay, yeah.
And
I know what I'm going to do.
That way we'll know it's Miss Leigh's. That is fantastic. And see how it just finishes it and it makes it feel complete? It's super important to sign your artwork, even if you're not super confident or if you feel like maybe you could have done something different, you still made that, and that's important.
Thank you so much for teaching me how to draw. That was amazing. Wasn't
Thank you for joining me, Miss Leigh. So before we go real quick, I wanted to ask you a question that I asked at the beginning. And maybe you have an answer for this, Miss Leigh.
Okay.
But why is it important to practice new art techniques?
Well, I can speak for myself.
I would love that.
And I feel like if I hadn't tried, I wouldn't have known
You
that
would
I could
still
do
just
it.
feel like you couldn't, right?
I would feel like I couldn't do it. And now I know I can. And then now I have something I can practice on and get better.
Yes. And when we go back out into the world with people again, something that I love to do was sit at like a soccer game and just really quickly draw different people doing different things just to keep it really fresh. Just a bunch of little stick people everywhere.
Oh, cool.
And even on TV, if you're watching a game or something, you can pause the screen, you can draw real fast. Like there's a lot of ways to practice. That's a great answer, Miss Leigh. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
artists, I want you to be thinking of that. Every time you try something new, why is it important to practice that? And we did a gesture drawing. Those were with lines. And a figure drawing is what Miss Leigh has and what I have. These are full-bodied people. Get ready. Get yourself to be a comic book artist. They need you out there in the world. There's many different types of lines and shapes. These are our building blocks for artwork. Without them, it's a little bit tricky. And then what's fun is as you start adding like clothes and things onto your people, you can start playing with the textures of the fabrics.
Oh,
like you start adding lines to show that you get sort of crinkly inside your shirts, right? You have these little lines over here. And so that gets really fun too.
Wow.
So Miss Leigh, do you have any other questions for us that maybe some of the kiddos might have out there that they can't ask me right now?
Well, do you think the best way to practice is to start with those stick figures?
I think so.
And then, so if you are out and you are drawing all the stick figures, and then what do you usually do? Do you take it home and then you fill it in with the ovals and the things like
That's
that?
a really good question, yes. If you don't have time or if things are moving really fast, that's when you can go home and sort of add, and then you get to sort of imagine these people in different ways.
Okay.
Since you have that basic movement in there with the lines.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you have time, if someone is sitting still, like if you're taking a figure drawing class, they have someone set up for a whole hour.
Oh.
And you get to work with paints or charcoals or whatever you want, and you get to really go from start to finish. So it really just depends on what you have available and how much you practice this art form. But if you're planning on going and taking art in middle school as an elective,
Cool.
this would be a really good thing to practice because you really start doing more realistic drawing when you start getting into middle school,
Okay.
which is kind of neat. We practice this in 4th and 5th grade to start feeling more comfortable and confident because, you know, we do a lot of movement at those levels, right? We
Yes.
do yoga and we do PE, like we have all of these activities. We're active people.
Yes.
And this captures that and encourages you to keep up with your healthy lifestyle, right? I would love someone to draw me running someday, like a
Yeah.
picture from the finish line. I think it would be so cool if that was turned into a painting that I could hang up on my wall.
And I also love like how the drawing of it draws more awareness to our own bodies.
Yes.
You know, so then I'm starting, you know, just like in the creative movement, when you start to break it down, I'm starting to like pay attention. Okay, my ears are here. My shoulders aren't straight. My hips are.
You feel
yes,
the motion.
Exactly. I'm starting to feel what I'm drawing because you drew attention to it. I'm becoming more aware.
That's perfect.
How cool is that?
Well, Miss Leigh, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
I'm Miss Potter. We hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining us today for At Home with APS.
Bye.
Bye.